These are the 4 things that are going to happen to your parents and your family if you and your siblings decide to hire me to ghostwrite your mom or dad's memoir or autobiography. Number 1, I am going to ask them about what it was like giving birth to you and raising you. That, of course, means I'm going to know all of your secrets, and I'm also going to know some of the details about what it was like for you growing up that you don't know or can't remember because you were too little. And I do that because that is an important part of a parent's story. So it's really eye-opening when I get them to think about what their frame of mind was when they had each of their children, what the circumstances were like. So yeah, I'm going to do that. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask your parents to relive the highs and the lows of their professional lives. That means that all of those difficult times they had when you were a child and they couldn't come home and start ranting and telling you about all difficulties they're having at work or what happened in their business because you were too little, and they couldn't just burden you with all those problems, and then you grew older and you never asked them. I am going to find out about all of that information, and I'm going to find a way to present it in the book in a way that gives you more context in case you never get around to asking them yourself. The third thing that's going to happen is that I'm going to find out who amongst you and your siblings has the best memory. I know I'm not going to tell the whole world who has the best memory. I'm just going to interview everybody so I can get more context to the stories that your mom or your dad tells me. And I do this because, we don't always remember all the details, but when I speak to different members of the family, I'm able to tell a more robust story from your dad or mom's perspective, of course. And the fourth thing that's going to happen is that I'm going to ask your parents to compare what it was like for them growing up and then what it was like for them raising you. And the reason why I ask parents to think this way is because a lot of parents make a lot of sacrifices to raise their children, and in the process, by the grace of God, they're able to give your children a better quality of life. But because they're not perfect, sometimes they're not able to appreciate how well they've done because they think about things they didn't do well and some things that didn't work out. But when I ask them to think about what it was like for them growing up and then what it was like for them raising their own children, it kind of gives them more perspective. And yeah, it helps me to really get to the heart of what they think is important, what they remember, or what they appreciate about the life that they've lived. And yeah, I forgot to say this. This is number 5. I am going to ask your parents about your grandparents, your great-grandparents, your great-great-great-grandparents, as far back as they can go. And the reason for this is because I realize a lot of us don't know much about our ancestry. And because we don't know about our ancestry, we don't know much about where we're coming from and all the changes that have happened in our families to make us the family that we are today. But by asking your parents all of those questions, I can now find a way to present that information in a way that gives you and your kids and your grandkids and all the kids to come after them a good understanding of where your family has come from and what has made you the family that you are. So if you and your siblings think that I am the woman for the job, then send me a DM and let's get talking.